You know that device you have in your pocket, your phone? Well, it's not just for calls and texts anymore. It's basically a complete broadcast studio. Today, we're going to break down how you can use it to tell some really powerful, professional-looking stories without any crazy expensive gear.
So let's just get right to it. Can you really shoot a professional, high-quality video with just your phone? You know, the kind that looks like it was made by a whole production crew? The answer is absolutely. And I'm going to show you exactly how.
This whole practice actually has a name. It's called mobile journalism, or Mojo for short. And believe me, this isn't just some passing trend. It's a huge shift in how we tell stories, making everything more immediate, more accessible, and honestly, more authentic than it's ever been.
But let's be clear, Mojo isn't just about pointing your phone at something and hitting record. No way. It's a complete professional workflow, all happening on one device. We're talking about shooting, editing, and sharing, all while following the same core principles of great storytelling that the pros use.
Okay, so even the best tech in the world is totally useless without a great story. Before you even think about hitting that record button, you need to have a solid narrative foundation. And it all boils down to 3 core elements that really connect with any audience.
So here's the secret. Every single compelling story you've ever watched follows this classic arc. You need a character, someone your audience can root for. You need a challenge, some kind of struggle they have to overcome. And finally, you need a resolution. And hey, just remember, a resolution doesn't always mean a happily ever after ending. It's simply the end of that particular journey.
All right, you've got your story all mapped out. Now let's get to the fun part, making it look incredible. And you really don't need to be some seasoned cinematographer to do this. You just need to follow 3 golden rules of shooting that will instantly make your footage look so much better.
Okay, first things first, light. This is your most powerful tool, for sure. The #1 mistake most people make is backlighting. That's when the main light source, like a window or the sun, is behind your subject. It just turns them into a dark silhouette. So, the rule is, always position yourself so that the light is shining on your subject's face.
And hey, you want a real pro tip? For the absolute best natural light, try to shoot during what's called the golden hours. That's the hour right after sunrise or the hour right before sunset. The light during this time is just beautiful. It's soft, it's warm, it's super flattering, and it gets rid of all those harsh, ugly shadows you get from the midday sun.
Next up, framing. Now, I know the urge is to put your subject dead center in the frame. Resist that urge. Instead, turn on the grid on your phone's camera and use what's called the rule of thirds. If you place your subject along one of those lines, or where the lines intersect, it just creates a more dynamic and professional-looking shot. It feels way more natural to our eyes.
And rule number 3 is all about stability. Look, shaky footage is an instant giveaway of amateur work. The solution? Your body is your tripod. Seriously, just hold your phone with one hand, brace that hand with your other, tuck your elbows into your body, and plant your feet a little bit apart. This simple stance creates an unbelievably stable base for your shot.
Okay, now for a pro technique that is a total game changer. This solves a huge problem. How do you film any kind of action? This is the secret to making sure you have all the different shots you need to build a dynamic story when you get to the editing part. I mean, think about it. Let's say you're trying to film someone doing something, baking a cake, fixing a car, you name it. The action can be fast, it can be messy, and you might only get one chance to capture it. So how do you get it all in a way that's compelling to watch and easy to edit? Well, there's a simple, repeatable formula.
It's called the 5-shot sequence. It's so easy. First, you get a close-up of the hands, that's the action. Then, immediately, get a close-up of the face, that's the reaction. Next, pull back for a wide shot to establish the context or the location. Then, get an over-the-shoulder shot to give the viewer their perspective. And finally, grab one creative shot. Get low, get high, shoot through something, just be different. That's it, that's your sequence. And the real magic of this sequence is that the first 3 shots alone create a complete story. The hands tell us what is happening. The face tells us who is doing it. And the wide shot tells us where it's all taking place. Bam, just like that, you have a full narrative scene ready to go.
So, you've shot all your amazing footage using the 5-shot sequence. Now it's time to put your story together. And you don't need a powerful computer for this. There are incredible mobile apps like CapCut that give you everything you need to edit right there on your phone.
The editing process itself is pretty simple. First, you gotta be ruthless. Trim your clips down to only the best, most stable moments. Then, arrange them using that 5-shot sequence to build out your story. Make sure your audio is crystal clear. Good sound is often more important than good video. And definitely use auto captions, because most people watch videos with the sound off. And finally, a super critical rule. Stick to one orientation. Don't mix horizontal and vertical shots. It just looks jarring and unprofessional. So there you have it. The tools, the storytelling structure, and the professional techniques are all right there on the device you already own. The barrier to entry has literally never been lower. The only question left is, what powerful story are you going to go out and tell first?